Hello, welcome to Accounting Robots, how to automate the back office with our webcast and panel discussion. My name is Lindy Antonelli, partner with Armanino and Controllers Council Board Chair. Let's take a look at our agenda for today's webcast. First, I'll introduce our panelists, then share the results of the 2020 survey on automation in the back office finance. Next, we will get right to our panel discussion with some key questions for our automation experts. Speaking of questions, we will have Q&A. So please feel free to use the GoToWebinar control panel to ask questions early and often. Finally, we'll wrap up with some information about the Controllers Council, including save the dates. Now, before we get started, a couple of housekeeping items. Tomorrow, all attendees will receive an email with a link to this webcast archive. Again, use the control panel to ask questions. And a surprise, webcast attendees can receive a special discount for Controllers Council membership. The code will be announced at the end of the webcast. Now, with that, I'm very pleased to introduce our panelists. Nick Ezzo, VP of Marketing at Auditoria.ai, out of Santa Clara, California, and a career finance technology expert. Chris Wetmore, Principal at RSM Technology Advisory Practice based out of Boston, a digital transformation guru. And Chris Siegfried, affectionately called Ziggy, and he's our CFO at Armanino from San Ramon, California. He's representing a day-to-day CFO. Now, Nick, tell us how you got into accounting and finance automation.
Well, I've been doing finance automation for the last, I don't know, probably 7, 8 years for a couple of different companies. And honestly, if you have time for just a quick story, I have a friend who's an FP&A guy. I've known him for 20 years. Before he and I were, had kids or anything like that. But I've known Mike for a long time. His family and my family go on vacation in Lake Tahoe every 4th of July. And while we're all on the beach in Lake Tahoe, Mike is back in the cabin closing the books, because 4th of July might be a holiday for the rest of us, but it's not for finance people. It's literally, it's the close of the books at the end of the month, half year close, half year replan. And, every year in Lake Tahoe, I always thought it's such a shame that Mike can't be there with us on the beach in Lake Tahoe with his family. And I've made it my mission to improve the lives of finance people and help them get their lives back, stop working nights, weekends, and holidays. And so I'm doing everything I can at this company and my previous 2 companies to help do that.
That's cool. That's a great story to share, Nick. Chris, can you please share a snapshot of your career?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me. I've been 20 years technology. I spent the first, bulk of my career doing technology strategy, digital transformation, ERP selection, implementation, just helping, all mid-sized companies and large-sized companies with technology strategy. And probably about 5 years ago, really started to get into the automation space, specifically around RPA and artificial intelligence, and sort of bringing that technology and awareness to our clients and trying to deliver value in a pragmatic fashion. So it's been a really exciting, 20 years. I can't believe it's been that long, but affectionately the technology geek on the call, I guess.
So true. Thanks for sharing. And Ziggy, for all our controller and CFO attendees, tell us about your journey as a CPA reaching the C-suite.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thinking about this topic, it reminded me that I started back at KPMG back when there was a Big 8. And I remember the audit department getting its first computer for the auditors to use in the office. That was one computer for the entire audit team. So automation has come a long way, obviously. After leaving public accounting, I went and did work for a number of different firms, companies in technology space as a controller or a CFO, lots of turnarounds. I sold a number of businesses. And then about 14 years ago, Armanino was the auditing firm that my company at the time used. And after we sold the business, I was invited to join the Armanino consulting practice to work on special projects, systems implementations like Chris, revenue recognition, technical accounting. And then about 7 years ago, the firm wanted to create a professional C-suite, and I was the first CFO hired. Since then, we've quadrupled in size. We're up to about 1,400 people. And automation is a big part of the job, both from the firm's perspective as well as my department's.
Yeah, that's an awesome career. And I do know, because we work together, that you actually started our Intact practice a long time ago.
I did. I was the first certified implementer.
Yeah, great. And then you guys brought me on, and we're taking that. That's a booming business too inside of our firm. So thanks for sharing, everybody. Now I'm going to turn it over to Nick to share the automation survey results and provide some background on his company, Auditoria.ai.
Thanks, Lindy, and once again, it's great to be here. So my name is Nick Ezzo. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for a company called Auditoria. So who are we? A quick word about Auditoria.ai. We're an industry pioneer. We offer a product called SmartFlow Skills. It's the first cloud-native, AI-driven cognitive automation platform for ERP. Now, that's a mouthful. It's a lot of words, but I'll net it out for you what that means. We harness modern technology like artificial intelligence, natural language processing, machine learning, optical character recognition, and so on to transform the next generation finance back office. We automate repetitive tasks for collections and vendor management, delivering predictive analytics, interactive responses for your AP team, your AR team, audit, forecasting, and more. So, and we also streamline your shared services function, helping you save and recover thousands of hours per year for you and your finance teams. We partner with Sage Intacct, Oracle, Workday, and others. So happy to talk to anyone on the call after this. So next slide, please. Let's get into the survey. So earlier this year, we set out to answer a couple of questions. So what are the challenges facing today's modern accounting and finance teams, and what's the level of automation in the back office? And so we started on this journey right before the pandemic. So a lot of these answers, just to put it into context, were collected in the February-March timeframe. We're planning on running this again early next year to see if the answers changed, but we reached out to a few hundred corporate finance professionals. Everybody had to answer all 12 questions, and then this is all across the United States, across a wide range of age and gender groups. And by the way, I'll point out that everyone on this call and everybody who's registered for this webcast will receive the ebook of our survey results afterward. All right, let's dive into it. Next slide, please.